Welcome, gamers and readers, to the weekend game show. I am MonriaTitans. I Can Talk, your host. I am also writer for the Opinions and Truth blog, and I'm also an artist under handle Titans Monria Art. Today is going to be simple. No games. I'm going to be going over the April 2024 wrap-up, some behind the scenes changes already done, and some changes that are be done going forward. But before I get into all that, here is today's artist shout out. You POS. Here's the shout out, but apparently they have decided to do a thing. What? That has never happened before. Let me refresh this and see if it'll... Really? I didn't have to do this yesterday. What are you doing? Wow. One moment. Let's see if I can get around that. Apparently not. I will... verify you are human. Yes, I am human. What is... I'll do this instead. Is Instagram going to be less mean? Yes, Instagram is going to be less mean. And here is their Instagram account. Alright, so rewind, and thank you, 89, for telling me I'm cool. Alright, so now that we got them being mean out the way, today's artist shout out goes to, I hope I don't butcher it, Sansagua. They have a Instagram, as I was forced to show you. I found this piece on ArtStation, the profile I was trying to show you. They also have an email address available. They're also on Twitter. If they're on anything else, I completely missed it. And today's artist shout out is inspired by the Oxford English Dictionary's word of the day, disco nap. Originally and chiefly North American, it is a brief nap taken to restore a person's energy before attending a nightclub or late night party, hence more generally, any brief restorative nap, a power nap. Yay. Their stuff is so pretty. Okay. Got distracted by a notification. Discord notification. Someone left the server. Sad face. Anyway. Let us get to... what we are here to discuss. So, hopefully I don't go all over the place like I normally do. Here's today's artist shout out. again on the Opinions and Truth blog I write for. And here is April 2024 wrap up. It just now occurred to me I should probably put a link to all the Tata lists for the month in here as well. I'll do that for May's. Alright, so in the very beginning, I did 13 artist shoutouts that month. We have, again, I hope I don't butcher these names, Quentin Paplux, Instamat, Gwendolyn Gray, Charles Joseph Cabrera, Cameron Sutter, Furkan Akin, Fem Nok Koyen, Harley Howell, Clara Martin, unless that's supposed to be Martin, Helen Jaros, Munchbud Inc., Stellar Bagel, and Yerim Lee. Also linked here is to the Opinions and Truth posts. And here is the quote that will forever be right here until they, for whatever reason, tell me to take it down. Current AI, quote, art, end quote, is created on the backs of hundreds of thousands of artists and photographers who made billions of images and spend time, love, and dedication to have their work soullessly stolen and used by selfish people for profit without the slightest concept of ethics. Alexander Nanichkov. Nanichkov. Okay. And I did a couple of opinion pieces. Why I say I'm ADTistic instead of an AUDHDer, and the love languages, including the autistic ones. And I have their links right here. Long story shorting that one, I say I'm ADTistic instead of an AUDHDer because it's easier to say. And for those of you who don't know, the love languages actually have a not very great history. I didn't look too much into it because I knew it was going to piss me off, but apparently the love languages was started by an individual who was creating them to show why women need to be in a subservient role, with acts of service being one of the love languages. That should have been a red flag right there. Really, it's acts of kindness. Duh. And then here we have the different videos I did, videos and streams that were done during April. Blog post right here. I am proud to say I didn't put it here. I wrote 5 poems. Since April was Autism Awareness and Acceptance Month, I wrote I Am Autism. I'm a person. I have thoughts and feelings like you. I am complete. These are haikus, by the way. All of these are haikus. Try harder. Fuck you. You don't get to decide. I'm not doing my best. Ask what's wrong. You're doing it on purpose. Right. Because everyone loves to be yelled at. Shut the fuck up and help me. NSFW. Why are we letting Stripe and PayPal tell us no? Why is there no fight? For those of you who don't know, this was inspired by Gumroad announcing they are no longer going to be allowing NSFW work. For those of you who don't know, NSFW stands for Not Safe for Work. and Gumroad stopped allowing it because Stripe and PayPal say allowing it goes against their terms of service. And for those of you who don't know the significance of that, Stripe and PayPal are payment processors, as in you go to a site and it is either Stripe and or PayPal who allow you to spend your money and who allow places and platforms like Gumroad to accept the money. They're a third party, basically. You spend money, PayPal and or Stripe, whichever one you use, processes it, and then they give the money to Gumroad. Well, Stripe and PayPal are saying, no, we're not going to be processing those payments because it goes against our TOS, so Gumroad, guess what? You need to stop allowing it. Hence the poem, why are we letting them say no? And whether you like NSFW work or not, this should be alarming. Why is there no fight? And then I wrote the second one, don't lay down. If we do not take a stand, corporations will always win. Be loud. So those are my poems for April. I also shared books that I finished. I finished The Last Unicorn and Sensory Life on the Spectrum. These were the Autism Acceptance Month quotes I shared for 2024. I don't talk about it enough, so I'd be surprised if you did know. Every month I share quotes based on a theme and use that to pick a cause of the month. So April was Autism Acceptance Month, so I brought everyone's attention to, why does that not go to a new tab? Different Brains, a nonprofit dedicated to neurodiversity. So I shared 15 quotes regarding autism, and each one sends you or has a link to Different Brains, who strives to encourage understanding and acceptance of individuals who have variations in brain function and social behaviors known as neurodiversity. Scrolling down, I jokingly call my book collection the Never-Ending Reading List. It is a jab at those like myself who buy a bunch of books that we'll probably not ever going to be able to read in the entirety of our lifetime. So it is the Never-Ending Reading List. And just for fun, and in case anyone would find them interesting, I share the contents of my book collection, my Never-Ending Reading List. Last month, I shared The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, They Say I Say by Gerald Graff and Kathy Birkenstein, Fahrenheit 451 by Ray Bradbury. I think I've actually finished reading. No, I didn't. I have to pick up the book. The bookmark might still be in it. And 100 Plants That Heal, text by Gerard Beguin, I think, and Francois Copeland. And those are the 4 books. I also started sharing my art book collection. This isn't going to last long because there isn't a whole lot in it, but I wanted to share art since that is my thing. So we have The Art of Dragon Age Inquisition, Fairies and the Fault Lines, Gui's The Art of Gu Zhangwei, and The World of Gui's The Art of Gu Zhangwei. I wonder who one of her favorite artists is. And there are the video game quotes. To show the good messages, good, encouraging, motivational messages video games can send, I share quotes from them, quotes from video games, and then we have literacy quotes to shed light on the problems of illiteracy and why literacy is important. I also shared 3 stupidity quotes, hopefully to shed light on, well, stupidity, and to have a laugh while we're at it. And I also shared a photo of the Kickstarter item I received. I probably should have just changed this into an image instead of a gallery. 1-800 my bad. But I received Weird Wastelands by WebMD. WebDM. And that's it for the monthly wrap up. And something else I don't talk about, and I really, really should. Here are. I shared the artist shout out today. I'll leave it up anyway. Every day I post a ta-da list. And if you want to learn more about ta-da lists and other ADHD life hacks, check out ADHD Jesse's book, Extra Focus, the quick start guide to adulthood. Basically, what this is. Here are April's. I'll show. I've only done. What's today? Today's the 5th. How did I forget that? These are all of April's. I share one every day, so everyone gets a daily update, and I have a reminder of what I've accomplished. And for those of you who don't know much about ADHD, it affects executive functioning, which that's the ability to task manage, plan ahead. Did I say time management already? It affects working memory. Basically, your ability to hold on to information until you're ready to utilize it. Our working memory is shorter. Please, when you give us instructions, write them down so we don't have to try and memorize them. Please and thank you. Love you so much. But that's what ADHD affects. It's not so much an attention deficit as much as it is a, quote, deficit in the ability to regulate our attention. That's why we can spend hours on video games, because we're having difficulty pulling ourselves away from it, redirecting our attention. And the reason why I bring up video games is that's usually what's thrown back against us. They don't have an attention deficit. They can spend hours playing video games. No shit! Because we can't pull ourselves away from it. Because we're having difficulty regulating our attention. We really need to change the name. And the other thing is, because of just my memory in general, I really want to see if other ADHD folks have this issue. If I don't write down what I do in the day, I will forget what I did that day. So if someone asks me what I did yesterday, I have no fucking clue. I need to look it up, which is what I realized when I started doing these. So now I'm happy to make this part of my routine. I say routine, not a habit, because the ability of an ADHD individual to create a habit is shit. We don't create habits, we make routines. Nada! Which kind of sucks because we get bored of our routine and have to change it. So if you're autistic and ADHD, which is what I say I'm ADtistic. Autistic. I was trying to say autism and autistic people at the same time. Autistic individuals thrive on a routine because we need that predictability, which is a contrast to ADHD because they need spontaneity. But if ADHD folks don't have a routine, they tend to crash and burn. Notice I say tend because we're all different, which I shouldn't have to say, but whatever. There are people out there who hear one bit of information about ADHD and or autism, and then they immediately assume that it applies to everybody. Fun fact, not really. But yes. For me to know what I did yesterday, I have to look at yesterday's. Actually, no, I don't. I remember what I did yesterday because it's funny. It's May the 4th be with you. When they have fun days, funny things like that, I'm actually able to remember what I did because it's funny. So I went to a cousin's graduation. They got their master's degree. Everyone is proud. And what makes it even funnier is where they graduated from, they incorporate a lot of Star Wars elements. That made it even better. Star Wars elements. It made it even better. So I'm not going to forget that day, ever. And it's going to be great. So, moving on. A little bit of fun fact about me, I guess. I don't know. We were discussing the artist shoutouts before. What I do with the artist shoutouts, I do them. I don't know if I mentioned this already. Again, ADHD, memory. I don't know if I mentioned this already. I give artists, human artists, shoutouts to combat AI art theft. And I should probably put this in the Instagram post, but on the Opinions and Truth posts on WordPress, which I need to look into changing, finding a new platform. And here is why. When I go to, I saw this last night, they now offer AI generated images for your featured images or covered photos or header images, whatever you want to call it. I found this out last night. I was furious. I'm considering leaving this, but I don't know what other platforms will enable me to import everything I've already shared into another platform. But I'm going to be looking. Because first they sell us out and decide to sell our data. I think it was to Midjourney, or was it just OpenAI, one of the two. So they sell our data to them, don't give us a cut, and we have to opt out of, not opt in, not automatically opt into. We're automatically opted in. We have to opt out of the blog or the selling of our data to AI. Now they're allowing AI generated images? Are you fucking kidding me? Be calm. But what I don't just share them to the artist shoutouts. I don't just share them to Instagram. I actually have a separate page where I list them. So yesterday's was Shaheen Khan. Today, Sansagua. This is what I was trying to show you earlier. No, it wasn't. This was just their profile. This is what I was trying to show you earlier. And they were mean. The bot, I guess they thought I was a bot. I guess technically I was, because I was trying to show it through a browser source through Streamlabs. So they had to validate my humanity. Makes me sad. Oh well. This is what I was trying to show you earlier. And I also share the artist shoutouts to the Titans Discord. We do have a Discord server, which someone left, sadly, after 2 years of being in there. That's okay. This is app only for now. Hive. Yeah, see, you can only access it through the app. The weekend game shows threads, the artist shoutouts Ko-fi. Ta-da! Which, let me explain that real quick while I'm here. What I do with the Ko-fis and the coffees and whatnot, you choose what you want to support. If you want to support my getting more exposure for the artist shoutouts, because different places allow you to create ads. So I don't know if I want to do that on Twitter. I might remove that. But right now, the artist shoutouts are given to provide exposure to human artists to combat AI compilations through exposure, and I'm happy to do so. With more support, I'll be able to promote or boost artist shoutout posts on social media to get them more exposure. If you'd like to support that, Any tips that go here, go to that. And I'm looking for places to put ads. If you only wish to support the streaming, my giving a commentary via or teaching about, let me reword it, teaching about game design via playing video games and providing commentary, that goes here. And or via building in a game engine. I haven't done that in a while. I need to get back into that. That support goes here. And then here we have Buy Me a Coffee. If you want to help me buy books, that goes here. Anyway, I share the artist shoutouts. Rewind. I share the artist shoutouts on Instagram, Pinterest. I built a LinkedIn. For the blog. That is here. The to-do lists go there too. The Tumblr, Buy Me a Coffee. I use the gallery to share my thingamajigs, or share the artist shoutouts, my thingamajigs, and obviously the Opinions and Truth blog. And I create a post on the Buy Me a Coffee May 2024 artist shoutouts, and I use Buy Me a Coffee to create a post that lists where they all go. Or some of the places they all go. We have a Facebook. If you go to the artist shoutouts of 2024, yes, I know, I list other other places. So we have a Google Doc, a Google Sheet. I need to remove the slideshow because I'm not doing that anymore. Because there was no point with the Google Sheet, or the Google Doc, excuse me, and the Google Sheet. There's the Facebook page for the weekend game show. There's the Opinions and Truth. It's supposed to go here, but they haven't been going here. And I don't know why. And then there's, the Tumblr, the Twitch panel. If you're watching this on Twitch, scroll down. There's actually a Twitch panel that, for the artist shoutouts, lists the 15 most recent. The MonriaTitans, not MonriaTitans, although it does go there too. The weekend game shows card has a mini gallery to the left. The MonriaTitans card summarizing everything has 7 of them. And if you click them, right click, it takes you straight to the ArtStation post. You have to right click because the links don't open. Warning, the links do not open to a new tab. Meep. And if you go to the... There is also ArtStation, DeviantArt Collections. Where they're all listed. At one point, I was going to DeviantArt to find work. If I did, they went into the Artist Shoutouts collection. Not a whole lot, but I figured it was worth their own collection. I took down all my deviations after they started allowing the stuff to be used for AI. And each one has a link to January servers. All the months will eventually have links. Moving away from the artist shoutouts. If you wish to support my making let me rephrase, if you wish to support my YouTube, they're not necessarily exclusive. So there are videos that I create called my Let's Read Some Shit videos, where I read portions, emphasis on portions of books. And the purpose of these videos is to introduce educational resources regarding the creation of video games, to promote literacy, to provide world-building tools for creatives, to provide books for escapism, and or to get banned books into people's view, and whatever I feel like reading at the time. So the last two books I read portions of were by Iris Johansson and Lisa Markland, and I read portions of No Easy Target and Red Wolf. And I also have books summaries listed. And these videos I put on YouTube first, and then I share them to Buy Me a Coffee. I, of course, put them on the Opinions and Truth blog as well. And in the Discord, hear ye, hear ye. Uploaded a video. So if you want to support those, support me trying to end illiteracy. 15% of all proceeds that go to Buy Me a Coffee go to Kids Need to Read. Well, 15% of all proceeds minimum go to Kids Need to Read to fight against illiteracy. And the battle against illiteracy was inspired by Zoe B's video, which I have featured here, The Adults Who Can't Read. I highly advise, highly suggest, I don't beg. Pixel chat went black, so now I have to refresh. There we go. So I highly advise, highly suggest, I don't beg, but I'm on the verge of doing so, you watch her video, The Adults Who Can't Read. Because instead of treating these people with empathy and compassion, they're shamed because literacy, or the lack thereof, is viewed as a personal failing instead of as a systemic one. And here's the bit about the literacy levels. So we have functional literacy. A person who has achieved functional literacy is able to read these types of things. The national literacy statistics for the United States indicate that as many as 23% of adults, or 44 million individuals, have not reached this level of literacy. Basic literacy is at about an 8th grade level. U.S. literacy statistics indicate that 50% of adults cannot read a book written at an 8th grade level. And instead of helping them, they're shamed. That is a no-no. Hence why which is another reason why I do these Let's Read Some Shit videos. I'm trying to promote literacy as a whole. And some other behind the scenes, and let's get to some, that's how to support what I do. That's what I do. Let's get to how I announce these things. So the main Instagram, hopping back to the artist shoutouts discussion again, is Become Empowered. It's also where I share my Cause of the Month quotes, where I share announcements, and I did mention I have my own art, so announcements of artist shoutouts, the Let's Read Some Shit videos, Never Ending Reading Lists, the Cause of the Month quotes go here as well, and Let's Play Some Shit. The last one I did was Sunday, April 28th, Boyfriend Dungeons. Cause of the month quotes, yada yada yada. You get it. I also share interesting finds. So this one, some people have a hard time recognizing privilege, saying, I work hard, I don't get things handed to me. I understand that. Here's how I respond. Privilege isn't bonus points for your team, for you and your team. It's unfair penalties to other teams. Nyemya, it's unfair penalties the other team gets that you don't. Privilege isn't the presence of perks and benefits, it's the absence of obstacles and barriers. That's a lot harder to notice. If you have a hard time recognizing your privileges, focus on what you don't have to go through. Let that fuel your empathy in action. Illiteracy is part of this. If you're not illiterate, that is an obstacle and barrier you don't have to go through. And I also utilize threads, as I mentioned before, to do the artist shoutouts. Ha! That's cute. The main one. It's also where I share announcements. Did I start sharing the... I don't think I did. I don't think I'm gonna. The to-do lists, the everyday updates, yeah, that's just gonna... Ooh. I got a like on the artist shoutout. Yay. That is the point, to get them attention. Also, there are very clear distinctions between all the Instagrams and the Buy Me a Coffees. My attitude tends to change because become empowered. When I need to remind myself I need to be kind. When I'm doing my teachable moments, I'm using become empowered. You are perfectly capable of proving your point, making an argument without resorting to insults. If I have had enough, I switch to this one. Here is one of my favorite quotes. Social media made y'all way too comfortable with disrespecting people, not getting punched in the face for it. This is the Instagram I use when I need to give people the figurative punch in the face. You know, what refutes science? Better science. What doesn't refute science? Your feelings, your religion, your favorite politician, your half-baked opinion after watching 2 YouTube videos. This is me being funny. Like, if you play Final Fantasy 14 and you've gotten far enough, you understand this. Inside joke. And I mentioned before I do art. This one, I actually need to go through all the followers and whatnot. This is supposed to be art focused. Now, with this one, I also get into and comment on posts regarding AI art theft. It is my art account, but this focuses art and written work. And all the poems I've ever done are put on here. Canva design challenges, which if they've been sending out the emails for, I'm not getting them, or I'm just not noticing them, because those I do on stream. And I do traditional art as well. I've had poems published, works in progress, probably. I need to find that sketchbook. I was having fun with that. I need to finish it. So what this was supposed to be, it was for a Dungeons and Dragons campaign. I had a wood sculptor, Aarakocra. And for those of you who don't know what that is, the Aarakocra are the giant birds. They have talons, so Aarakocra, wood sculptor. It made sense to me. So this was one of the things she was designing. She was basically making these box strands. And for one of her warlock colleagues, she was creating a box shrine for the deity, so if he just wanted to do his praying and whatnot, I think there was some deity invoking at one point. It's made easier by a shrine, so she was making him one. Well, in-game, she made him one, and I was trying to do a drawing of it. And I think it got lost. It was a pirate campaign, and I think his box shrine got lost when the ship got destroyed. Sad face. But that's a bit of a side about me. And some behind-the-scenes things. They're more behind-the-scenes because I keep forgetting to talk about them. So there is the MonriaTitans Summarize. So this is the card explaining a little bit of everything I do. And this is where things get more specialized. This one's for the weekend game show. I have a mini gallery of the artist shoutouts over here on the side. The mission, the about. I put the most recent stream link here because every stream I do is exported to YouTube. I put the link to it here because the VOD will only last for so long. Or the Twitch VOD only stays for so long. And here's my art one. Titans of Maya art. All rights reserved. Do not repost without credit. Do not use to train an AI. And here are all the different links. An AI generated image in its current state is art theft. Hashtag create, don't scrape. Don't scrape. There we go. And I also have that explanation. The Titans of Monria art is under the umbrella of MonriaTitans. And more about me. And I have all this stuff here as well. And while Instagram has it in reverse order, because that's how it operates, I have an order. Canva haikus. I didn't explain that. So I can show you that. Hang on. I didn't think. I don't want to show you all my templates. Bad me for not grabbing. Where are my Canva haikus? There it is. This is actually an excellent segue. So I use elements from Canva, which means I can't trademark anything. I'd have to create my own. However, I create, using elements from Canva, my own templates for things. And you can see a lot of it here. And in the feature images, I didn't create that one. I did not create that one. I used an artist shoutout to create that one. But I did create these. And so that means instead of just making everything from scratch, I can just do updates. I did not create these. I did not create that. I did not create the little thingy here. But yes, so when you do elements, that's actually part of the, I guess we could call it, I guess it is the terms of service. So if you use an element, this right here, it's a free one. I can use this media safely in a Canva design for a wide range of personal and commercial uses. Yay! I can use this in marketing or social media and even sell merchandise with the design, but I cannot resell, redistribute, or take credit for it, which is why I keep saying, I didn't make that. I didn't make that. I didn't make that. And I can't trademark the design. So I cannot trademark the logo because this thingamajig right here, the rows around, so the frame around here, because I use this, someone else made it, I can't trademark it, which is fine. It's a good stand-in for what I want my logo to look like in the future. It looks great. It did show the artist who made it, right? Yes, made from Mosatron from Mosatron. Or view more by Mosatron from Mosatron. What? Okay. But yes, so I am going to show you behind the scenes things like I promised. This is the template. It gets updated a lot. It's been being updated since I started doing it in October 2023. And here's the ta-da list. I never wrote down what the symbols mean, so I'm going to do that now. So this is a new one. I did not make this, I found this symbol. For this is going to be what I use for the let's discuss some shit things. Streams, announcements. So these are for the Instagram, the squares, the template squares, and these are my templates for the featured images, which you see here. And these also operate as, because the size appears to be perfect, thumbnails for the videos. And let me pull that up. And also, the Instagram squares, coincidentally, ended up being perfect as the squares for Facebook when you go to the archive. Not Facebook, Tumblr. For Tumblr when you go to the archive. Worked out perfectly. So they got used, started to get used for both. My other templates. More thumbnails and feature images for the games I play. I think I tried to play this game and it kept crashing and it didn't work. But working with the developers might have figured out why it didn't work, so I'll try that again later. At one point, I wasn't doing Among Us streams, I was streaming my how far away practices. If you do what are they called? I haven't done it in a while, I need to. But this is how I got my start. I was doing how far away. I was running around the practice areas, because the practice areas, whatever distances and things you can do, also translate into the actual game. So what I was doing was, how far away could I stand away from objects in order to be able to use them, tasks in order to be able to do the tasks, and when you switch to kill, how far away could you be from the dummy and the vent before the kill and use buttons and vent buttons popped up. That was how I got my start. And these are the other games I have played as I add a new game to my, I was about to say repertoire for some reason, list. As I add more games to my list, I will be making feature images for them and hopping back to the Instagram squares. Although I should probably change that to Tumblr, Instagram. I'll do that now. Instagram, Tumblr. Although they started selling our shit to AI shit as well. Anyway. And so far, the only games I've played are, since starting to do this, Hades and Boyfriend Dungeon. And as I play other games, I should really get back into Peglin. That was fun. It is Mermay. I should font Mermay. M-E-R-M-A-Y. M-E-R-M-A-Y. It is Mermay. So I should find a game to play for this month that has you in the water. A water game. I need to find that. That would be perfect. It's also, I'll get back into explaining the cause of the month in a bit, but the cause of the month is ocean conservation. So I am bringing everyone's attention to ocean info. I will pull that back up. I don't think I pulled that up. I didn't have that up. Here we go. Announcement. May's cause of the month, ocean info. By understanding the importance of the oceanic ecosystem, it is possible to work together to reduce the amount of plastic waste entering our oceans and protect the environment for future generations. That is their goal. They want to help fight both climate change as well as preserve the ocean we all love. And this is them. That is what I'm doing this month, so I need to find a water game. I really, really do. That's the cause of the month for this month. Ocean info. So I created these templates for when I think I said this already, but as I make or start to play more games, I'll make more of these. So I have one for stream announcements. This was so much fun to make. Let's play demos. Let's read some shit, and so on and so forth. And here are the different logos. I use this one on Twitch. And I created a red one, but I'm probably not going to use it. That was for fun. And if you look at the announcements, they will have these different endings. So, let me pull that back up. This one doesn't have it. It's not going to have it because I'm only drawing attention to them, not me. Last one. So when I end my to-do list, I have this. This is new. This is something I started doing end of April. This is new too. This is what I started doing in May. So you have the to-do list, and then if there was an artist shout out for that day, I would also put it in here, along with a closing slide. And since I did an artist shout out, and the artist shout out is attached to the weekend game show, I shared its post ending. If we go to WGS and look at a cause of the month, here's a quote, here's ocean info, here's where I got the quote, an image of where I got the quote from, hello again 89, and then we have the post closing, and because it is under the umbrella of MonriaTitans, I have my thingy right here, although I need to update this. Oh, shit. I didn't talk about that. Where'd the logo go? This one. I created a combined logo. So normally I have it separate. I have the purple, the red for Times Monria Art. This is the main logo. Purple's for WGS. Since MonriaTitans is the all-encompassing brand for Opinions and Truth, the Weekend Game Show, and Times Monria Art, I made a combined logo with combined colors for blogger, streamer, artist. So for the blog, the main color is yellow. That just kind of happened. I don't know. I don't remember how that happened, but it just kind of happened. For the streamer portion of everything, that is purple and red for Titans Monria Art. I don't know how that happened. I do not have fun stories. So for the yellow for the blogger and for red for artist, I do not have fun stories. I do, however, for the weekend game show, purple. Purple is my favorite color. My very first logo / profile picture was made by a friend of mine, RC Art. If you're watching this on Twitch, scroll down. There should be a credits, and she is mentioned there. She should still be mentioned there, even though I changed my logo and did my own thing. She should still be mentioned there. So, purple was my favorite color. My initial profile picture logo was purple. I said, you know what? We're going with purple. So there's my fun, hopefully fun, explanation of why the WGS stuff is purple. And it kept here. I kept with that. MonriaTitans. And then I made a combined close ending where I explain a little bit about each. Here's the main one for MonriaTitans, Titans Monria Art, and WGS. These are post closings. And here's what I was doing for my Canva haikus. So I call them Canva haikus because the design is in Canva. So I write a haiku, I put it here. This is basically the template, although what I do is I just duplicate it and input the poem there. And it's actually been going through some changes. So I started doing that at Titans Monria Art. Before, it was just this really faded, I don't think you can even see it. Well, you kind of can. On stream, this faded thing here. Kind of like a watermark, kind of like not, but the focus was supposed to be the poem, not my Ko-fi, though that would have been nice. So I said, you know what, fuck it, let's just change it. At Times Monria Art, put me front and center. Because it is my poem and it is about me. And speaking of Ko-fi, here's where you can support my art. It has the streaming now thing. Titans Monria Art has connected Ko-fi to Twitch. Your support may show up live. Anyway. So I have my thing for the Canva haikus, other written work, my poems and whatnot, my traditional art, my digital art, or 2D art, and here's my 3D, some of my 3D art. I did this in Maya. Moving on. But yes, these are the main templates that I use. Hug for Sumik89. These are the main templates that I use, and I never actually took the time to explain these symbols, and I really should. So this is the symbol, and this was something I don't remember when I started doing this. I'd have to look through all my to-do lists to find out. But so all the to-do lists didn't look totally and completely the same. And so you'd have an idea of what was going on that day, provided I actually remembered to explain what the symbols meant. I didn't. Let me pull up an old one. I don't want you seeing all my stuffs. Let me pull up an old one for April. So here's how the stuffs used to look. And this is staying the same. There we go. So here's what today's looks like. Throughout the day, as I'm finishing tasks, doing things, I add here, or just watch YouTube videos, but that's all the way at the bottom. I've been watching a lot of stuff by Rowan Ellis lately. Anyway, so symbols. So today, I am doing a Let's Discuss Some Shit stream. This is brand new. I actually just started doing this. And what I actually like about this is when you get them initially, let me show you. Despite the fact Canva added some of their own, they added AI generate your own image. No! Anyway, this is what the symbol initially looked like, and I almost left it that way because it fit with this. But then I remembered, not that one. This. I made this. No, I didn't. I changed the color of this. So, these are actually two separate things. I found a PlayStation controller because that is actually my main thing. I grew up playing PlayStation, and the Xbox was introduced later. And my controller that I use to play games on the PC is actually an Xbox controller. Don't know how that happened. I went with it. So that's why I did this. I found, again, I'm not allowed to take credit. I did not make that. I found that. And I changed it to a darker purple. And and if you were paying attention, this is the same purple as this. I use this purple for the Xbox controller. So this is the symbol that I use when I do the Sunday streams. And if I'm going to be playing a game, I would put the symbol. And because also on Sundays I share an artist shout out, here's just this paint. Here's some paint. Basically, that's what it was. And this was the initial colors. I had it that way for, again, I don't know how long I was doing this symbols thing. And I don't remember when I started doing this, but I got the to-do list from his book, ADHD Jesse J. Anderson's book, so I started putting that here. Don't remember when I started doing that. That might have been an April thing. I don't think I was doing this in March. I don't think. I'd have to look. And then what I also do is this. This means wild. Having just the gesture here, the joker here. Friday, I have zero plans for that day. That is the day where I literally just do whatever the fuck I want. On Sundays are the days I stream. This is the symbol I use when I'm playing a game, and I share an artist shout out. These are the Saturday, Monday ones, where I have the artist shout out, and then I use the rest of the day to do whatever the fuck I want. I forgot to grab the Tuesday, Thursday ones. Now, this is what's going to be changing for this month. I kind of burnt myself out at the end of April because I was literally, over scheduling myself. Let me grab these as well. So to show on Wednesday, I was doing a cause of the month. The symbol for neurodivergence, I'm going to be doing this. I'm going to be using this again in October. October is ADHD Awareness Acceptance Month, I believe. So I'm going to be using these symbols again in October. But for Autism Acceptance and Awareness Month, to show Wednesday, I was sharing those quotes, cause of the month quotes. I would use these symbols. For Mermay, I did not make this. For Mermay, I am using these. I did not make these either. But this is going to be what I use to show, hey, Wednesday, this is what you're getting. Cause of the month quotes. And then that's what I do here. Mermay, ocean conservation quotes. And you see a mermaid. Trying to make it fun. And this is going to be doing this again for October. And this month I am taking a break from sharing the video game and literacy quotes. I burnt myself out. So, and I had all these that was great. I had them all pre-created, scheduled. All I had to do was just copy and paste to make them. But I was doing artist shoutouts, streaming and or making videos throughout that month with the video game and literacy quotes, with the cause of the month quotes. I burnt, and the never ending reading list and or the art collection shares. I burnt myself out. And the stupidity quotes. I burnt myself out. And I probably won't do the stupidity quotes this month either. Just going to keep it to the streams, the artist shoutouts, the cause of the month. I will continue doing these stupidity quotes next month, but we'll see how I feel at the end of this month for when I do the video game and literacy quotes. That's what these symbols are meant to be for. Although going into June, I might, if I decide to do those, if you notice up here the colors, I can change the color of this. I'm probably going to do that, provided I'm doing them next month. I will probably be going, these I can't change the colors of, but that's fine. These are the wild cards. But however, if we go back to today, delete, because I'm not using that. I finally, because I had been wanting to change the color of this, but I didn't. I was playing around with the colors and couldn't figure out the color combinations. Finally figured out what colors I wanted to change the ASO to. Finally got it. And this is a recent addition, because again, I was trying to make this fun. If these fireworks in the back, you probably can't see them here. You might be able to see them better here. You have the fireworks in the back. Ta-da! Congratulations! Hooray! And then to give people a better idea, because I wasn't explaining in the posts themselves what the ta-da is for, job well done. This is a recent addition. I did not make that. I did change the colors of it though, but I did not make it. And these are all the templates I'm going to show you, but these are my Canva haikus, oh no, I can show you other ones. I have other templates. So when I do my more educational posts, I mentioned before about saying ADtistic. When I do an educational thing that's about neurodivergency, for those who don't know, ADHD, autism, OCD, bipolar disorder, depression, basically everything that has your neurology that is different from the quote typical end quote, you're neurodivergent. So why I say I'm ADtistic, if anything I write about is an opinion piece that has to do with neurodivergence, I use this. It is this type of thing, this color scheme, every single time. And my purely, well, I don't want to say purely opinion posts, but, well, it's opinion posts and things where I'm kind of my opinion, kind of being educational. What go? I will show you when I find that template. I used it recently. Where did it go? I hope I didn't accidentally delete it, because I have done that. And it is not fun. My neck just popped. Come on, where did it go? Let me look in the trash. It's not in the trash. I'll just show it to you on Instagram since I can't frickin' find it. This one. So when this is opinion piece / educational, I did a thing on how to spot a job scammer by someone who still gets their damn texts. While I have it up, might as well tell you. So I have a full blog post. The link is here. So some of the red flags are typos. This is for text. So this is a text about a job position. One would expect it to be as professionally written as possible. Company name is in parentheses because that implies they're using a template and just copying and pasting in a business name and going from there. the pay rate is too good to be true. And for the example that I give here, because I actually provided actual thingamajigs, actual text, they mix up the gender of the individual who would be doing the interview. So here, for more details, kindly set up your interview meeting with Ms. Michelle Humanick. He will be expecting to hear from you soon. Best of luck. Good job. But again, that could also tie into the typos thing, but something else. And then there are possible red flags. Getting more details during the interview. Every interview I remember was me providing details, not the other way around. That's why it's just a possible red flag. I might be missing something. And in the text message, they give you a job ID. If that's a thing, it must be a new thing. I was employed, my longest job was 7 years, 9 months, and 16 days, so that either that's a new thing, a industry thing, I don't fucking know, which is why it's under possible red flags. But I figured I had that up, might as well show you. But this is the template that I utilize for educational / opinion that's not neurodivergent related. And I don't think, and those are changes that I've already made. Changes going, I mentioned what I'm doing going forward, taking a break from quotes, that, the cards. This is just raw. I don't create a script for this. I think that might be it. Watch me end it and remember something. If I do, I will put it in the description. So, since we are ending, here is our new post closing. Opinions are like testicles. You kick them hard enough, doesn't matter how many you got. Varric Tethras from Dragon Age 2, my all-time favorite quote. MonriaTitans is the overarching brand for the Opinions and Truth blog. Actually, I need to rewind, because I'm supposed to do the artist shoutout before I get into this. Here is the artist shoutout again. Sansagua. I hope I'm saying that properly. And this artist shoutout choice was inspired by the Oxford English Dictionary's disco nap. Any brief restorative nap, a power nap. And back to what I was reading before. Instead of using the usual thank you and closing, I am going to use this one instead, because why not? It's part of my lovely new template. MonriaTitans is the overarching brand for the Opinions and Truth blog, the weekend game show, WGS, and Titans Monria art. On ONT, I am all about books, video games, art, and whatever I feel like discussing at the time. With TMA, I showcase my traditional and digital art and writing, with the current focus being on poetry. And on WGS, I educate on and discuss video game development to show why they can take years to make to prevent another Cyberpunk 2077 launch scenario. Find any of this interesting? Check out the MonriaTitans Buy Me a Coffee to get you started. And since today had an artist shoutout, I don't mention them in this closing. Why? Oh, yes, they are. Phew. In addition, I share educational quotes based on the cause of the month and give human artist shoutouts to combat AI art theft. Hashtag create don't scrape. All rights reserved. by the artists. But before I end entirely, I do have one thing I am particularly proud of, and that is I thought I fixed that. Why did that? Never mind. Nope, not focusing on it. I'll get it later. So, bookshop.org, what I like to call the Etsy for small business bookstores. You want more books, want to support hiccups, want to support me, the channel, and what I do. I did not mean to. There we go. Whew. I accidentally turned the mic up and then I could hear my echo. That is not fun. Anyway, want to support me, get more books for yourself, have a place to go to get away from Amazon. And I say have a place to go to get away from Amazon because unfortunately bookshop.org does not have available all the books Amazon does. But if you want a starting point, want to try to get away from Amazon, have a starting point, I highly recommend bookshop.org. They, as of right now, have raised $31,309,843.45 for local bookstores. And the reason why they're doing that is because their mission is to make sure bookstores keep going in the age of e-commerce. So if that's something you're interested in, I have a bookshop command, as you can see there. You can do 3 skips with a stone, I like to say, instead of kill 3 birds with 1 stone. Go to bookshop.org/shop/MonriaTitans. Going through me will get me a little commission. And if you check out my mini bookstore, let me pull up my list of, pull it up myself since I can't scroll down or anything inside that. Here are my bookshelves. Best banned, censored, and challenged books. That shouldn't, I hope that's not a surprise. Gaming industry resources, books based on games, TTRPGville, the never-ending reading list, which I need to update because the one for May is not in there yet. Quoted books, as in every single time. Well, I try to. So I'm going to go with most. Most every single time I share a quote, if the book is on bookshop.org, I add it to this list. I have shared quotes from 204 books. I'm contemplating going back through all of my quotes. There are thousands probably in doing that. Anyway, then their next bookshelf, Fun Reads and Mythology, History, Essays, and Memoirs. And the last bookshelf, Psychology and Mental Health. One of the reasons why I created this, it was to provide resources for those who want to create video games and for those who wish to understand them. And there are also resources containing history, psychology, fantasy, and others for the purposes of obtaining different perspectives. If one wishes to be a game designer or a writer, one must read a lot, write a lot, and play different genres of games. So there's that. I had something else I wanted to say and forgot. Shocker. And pay attention to the quote on the screen because it is my favorite. You may not like video games, but what I learned from them is this: no enemies in front of you means you are going the wrong way. And with that, we come to a close. Or come to the end. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Sue Meek, for the compliments and the hug. 89. We'll go with 89 since Pixel Chat does not like your name. Shocker. Doesn't like a lot of names, unfortunately. Thank you, 89, for hopping in, hopping out. For anyone who will be watching this or did watch all the way to the end on YouTube, thank you very much. Since I'm currently streaming, I will let you know I will be exporting this to my YouTube channel. The handle is at MonriaTitans. There are all or some of the different ways to support. If you do hashtag sub off Twitch, you will get to those links. And I will cut it there. Thank you so much for watching. May every decision you make in the future be in the spirit of fairness. And remember, I am a gamer, not because I don't have a life, but because I choose to have many, which can also be said of readers. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.